Hey there, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I hope all of you are well and happy and healthy. I've got a couple new things to go in the shop today. Typically, I release journals on Tuesday, and I did get 4 released on Tuesday, but then I was working on these other 2, and life, and I didn't get them finished until yesterday. So we will put these in the shop for, like that kind of weekend shopping, if you want to do some weekend shopping. So let's take a look at what we have now. I was thinking this morning how really grateful I am to all of you who support the Etsy store, to all of you who support me over at Patreon. Thank you so much. My Patreon peeps, your Happy Mail has left the building. Yay, finally. I keep trying to get it done early in the month, but it seems to happen later in the month. This is a really fun, colorful fabric. I really love the purples, the blues, the teal, the deep blues on the white. I just think that it turned out really, really well. So you can see how this baby looks. Of course, it's not a baby. She's a big fat girl, and that is cool. She's 4.5 inches thick. Now, when we have anything that is different from a regular brad, you guys know that we turn the book like this, and we can kind of press it down. So our closure string, our stretchy string, does not kind of rip when we try and go around this butterfly. But the butterflies were just too pretty to not use. Thank you, Miss C, for sending those along. We sure have truly enjoyed them. This journal starts out with, I really did love the word playground in conjunction with the beginning of a flow journal, because honestly, this is your playground, whether you come to it in the morning, whether it is an afternoon break for you, or whether you use this as a cool down after your work day or after your art day. One of our chippies right here says little things. We are thinking about the little things that kind of make our lives enjoyable. What are the things that you are indulging in? I think this would be a great journal prompt. I know folks who have kind of started refurbishing furniture, redoing their homes, painting. My neighbors are doing some painting now, and it seems like the more that we are in our homes, the more precious our homes have become to us. This is some vintage lace, some fabric, and a little chipboard cutout that says Smarts Volume 1. Isn't that kind of what we're all aspiring to be smart and savvy and healthy during these uncertain times? All the beautiful stars of the sky, another chippy for you. Have some super cool wine cork paper. I've kind of been into wine lately, though right now I'm preferring a cocktail at the end of the day, and right now it's a Cayman Jack margarita. I figure 1 cocktail a day is okay. I was feeling real bad about that, and then I thought, good grief, I don't really treat myself to a lot of things, and I think a lot of us are kind of in that place now where we're not going out to eat, we aren't socializing, we aren't going shopping, everything that we do is this is some salvage script for you. I love this vintage microwave cookbook. It's funny how, we thought that we were going to have all of these things for cooking in a microwave, and now it's like, you stick it in and heat it up, right? Whether it's a plate of food, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever, heating some water for this or that. Mia likes her canned food that's been in the fridge. I heat that for about 15 seconds for her. She really likes, kind of a warm-ish, not hot, okay? I just knock the chill off of it, and she really prefers that. I think she prefers it. You know how that goes. We've got another page of recipes for you. This is a double page. Miss C sent vintage recipe books for us. I cannot wait to process those and get them in these journals. They are church cookbooks, family recipes. I just cannot wait to process that and get that in the book. So here we have one of those, you know, we talk about our creative cluster kits, but we also talk about how many elements there are when you see a paper clip like this to play with. So we have one, two, three things here, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. This is a coffee themed cluster right here. I thought it also went really well with the Julia Child quote, "A party without cake is just a meeting," as well as the little candle here. It just all kind of flowed together real nicely. Pretty papers. These I harvested from greeting cards. Guys, greeting cards are amazing sources of beautiful papers. You can use a lot of the older type greeting cards have a full fold out on the inside, and if you've watched my videos about processing greeting cards, you can see all of the fun things that you can do with a greeting card. The images are awesome, the artwork is stellar, the paper is good quality. A lot of times I'm able to glean vellum from older greeting cards. Really just a super cool way to reuse something from the past. This is our pretty cluster. I thought that it went really nicely with this beautiful picture of Audrey Hepburn. I honestly think it's the thing I like most to lap. It cures a multitude of ills. Audrey Hepburn is probably one of my favorite actresses. I think she was so subtle, so elegant, so beautiful, so talented. She devoted her later life to animal rescue and supporting animal rescues. It's just really a very inspiring story. Again, we have, this page cluster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things for you to create with right here. And of course, it's themed, y'all. You'll see it. I always suggest when you get your book to kind of flip through it and let your eyes settle upon things that are obviously clusters. And if you're new to art, then it's a great way to get started. If you are a seasoned artist, it's a great way to add a bit of challenge, a bit of fun, a bit of new creative elements to work with into your own creative day. I love this picture. It says us. I gleaned that from a magazine. And we have another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. She still believes in you. I love that quote, and I think that I gleaned that from vintage greeting cards as well. I've got a new book that has road signs in it, and I dig road signs. I think that they are they're revealing in their simplicity. We have yield signs, we have stop signs, we have turn signs, and I think that they are, it's something that we see every day, but if we connotate that, if we dilute that meaning down, we can always find like a little bit of extra texture in there, a little bit of extra glitter and gleam to add to our lives, a little bit of extra a little hello from the universe. And I love hellos from the universe. Another creative cluster right here for you to play with. We have some map imagery here. I thought that this burgundy color just really went along well with the map imagery. And of course, we've got a bookmark or a tag, whichever you prefer, to play with as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements here. as well as our curated creative cluster kits. We have those as well. This book was about Indonesia. It was one of the children's books that I received from bookbundler.com. Highly recommend that company. They were fantastic. I love these little items from Miss Michelle. She's a cheesemonger. This is Wagon Wheel cheese. It's Cowgirl. It's from Cowgirl Creamery. I thought it went really well with the food photography, you know, the modern food photography that we like to use, as well as the vintage food photography, because things like that are just, you know, it's amazing to see like this compared with current food photography. We have a chippy for you that says Love is Spontaneous, a collection of butterflies up here, a collection of art trading cards, art trading coins, the 2.5-inch circles I really do love to put in here. This is the creative cluster called Fall Y'all. Now the last book, these two last books are the end of the current batch of creative clusters, so I will be working on a new batch of 3 for our journals coming up next week. I love this this little piece right here. It says delightful. It's scrap paper. There's nothing better than scrap paper when you kind of learn to layer it, to use it all together, to really allow your creativity to just do whatever the heck it wants. And if you feel it, if it just all falls together, then go with it, man. Go with what feels good. Go with what your heart likes. Go with what your spirit likes. Don't get caught up in like watching videos and going, well, I want to do something like that. Just allow yourself 5 minutes to sit before your art day and allow your own creativity, your own spontaneity, your own spirit to come through, and you will be surprised at the things that travel from your spirit to your head to your fingertips. It's a very spiritual sort of thing to channel. And that's really what you're doing. You know, we're all born with a wonderful spirit. We're all born with that creative nature. You know, we find the world intriguing. And if you find the world intriguing, then you find art just irresistible as a part of your everyday life. And you don't have to do art like 8 hours a day. Take 15 minutes in the morning, go through your flow journal, discover the things that go together, discover the little curated pieces, learn something new. This is about gazing at stars. We live on a planet, and most of the bright dots in our night sky are stars. So you can learn something new, you can do something new, you can apply something new when you have a flow journal. The cool thing too, you guys, is when you have a flow journal, you can create, but you also have places to put your creations, right? Because there are 8 pockets in these. So you can take your book and scissors and glue stick, create something, and then stick it back into the pocket. You know, maybe you want to use your creations as Happy Mail, or maybe you want to copy them on a copier and make little printables to send to people. This is our Grand's house creative cluster right here. Nothing. That is the end of my current stash of vintage photography. I've been using that for quite some time. I like the batik nature of this. I like the sporadic way that these colors come together. We've got greens, we've got teals, we've got light green, we've got dark green, we've got forest green, just all kinds of fun colors to work with. And of course our bead spawn. Don't you guys love these beads? I bought them at Michael's. They're kind of soft. I don't know what they're made of. I'm really enjoying using them. Again, we've got a butterfly brad here, so let's push this down and gently ease our stretchy string. We start off with a little chippy that says August, and it has all kinds of different popsicles down here to inspire you. Promise Me One Thing. We've got our 3x3 mini book, and of course we talk about our mini books being really awesome ways to jumpstart a journal. Maybe you're going through something and you don't want to put that in your regular journal, and it may be a place for you to land and write and then just put it back in the pocket. This is a creative cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements for you to work with right there. Got Andy Warhol. This is from I think the 1975? No, that's not right. This is from a publication from Time Magazine, like the best of Time Magazine. This says March, and you've got some stamped imagery here to work with. The aforementioned microwave cookbook thing that I find so intriguing. We've got numbers to work with here. I love the way that this pink cutout rose went with this peachy color of a Restoration Hardware page. Indonesia. Found himself in a strange land. This is part of a Garden and Gun magazine. I love Garden and Gun. I think that it is just one of the finest publications out there. I love the imagery. I love the whole southern nature of it. Just love, love, love it. A Record of the Past. We have a beautiful images here. There's an elephant and a teddy bear, kind of a childish. When you see things like that, always kind of process what you're seeing. So we see these stuffed animals, we see these books. What stuffed animals did you adore when you were a child? What books did you adore when you were a child? The book that I loved so much when I was a little girl was Harriet the Spy. And I absolutely adored Harriet the Spy so much that I got out. I started writing about happenings in the neighborhood in a notebook just like Harriet the Spy. And if you've never read those books, it might be a great time to kind of go back. This is our Fall Y'all Creative Cluster, to go back and revisit some of your favorites or discover things that you maybe missed. Now, I am discovering things that I totally missed. I totally missed The Golden Compass. I don't know how I missed all that, and I'm not even sure that The Golden Compass is for kids. There are kids as the main characters, but I'm not sure the concepts, especially the concepts of dust, and I'm not sure that like a 10-year-old kid would get that. So maybe, it's like a lot of things. I love the way this little cluster came together, you guys. You got a key to go to your Jeep, and maybe you want to have an adventure on a bike or on a boat. Maybe you want to go on a safari. I love the way all that just kind of dropped together. I also think that our reading tends to drop into our laps at certain times in our lives. This is salvage script. It's a full letter right here. I have a nautical theme napkin for collage. Twiggy. You could do something spectacular with that. I almost think I had a dress like that during one portion of my life, maybe during the vintage portion of my life. Books tend to drop into your life when you need it, maybe when you need that kind of, I'm interested in philosophy, I'm interested in biblical texts, I'm interested in religion, And so I think, you know, maybe having the golden compass and the subtle knife drop into my life like it did, or Philip Pullman in general, because he did write a couple of books about a young detective. What was her name? Sally, gosh, I can't remember her last name, mysteries. And there were only 2 of them, but they were super interesting as well. Look at these Indonesian ladies, these wonderful clusters of fruit here, this marvelous cake. I think I did read when I was reading that book that in Indonesia, food is closely aligned with religion. I thought that was very interesting. We've got Janice Joplin here. This is again from the book of Time magazine, The Stars Are Always Shining. I thought that chippy went really well there. And then when I was putting things in the book, I also remembered the movie The Rose with Bette Midler, which kind of was the story of a Janice Joplin-ish character. So I thought that The Rose really did kind of thematically match what I was going for there. We've got a lot of purple right here, and underneath there are these beautiful cocktails. I've never been interested in cocktails, but that's another thing that I'm finding a lot of interest in right now. I think it's kind of a mesmerizing thing when you think about the history of cocktails. We did have a restaurant that featured depression cocktails, not depression cocktails, like the Roaring 20 cocktails, vintage cocktails. It was very interesting. I never went, but I do understand that it was a fun place to go. When I was a food writer, I interviewed the guy who owned the place, and he was just a very interesting fellow. He had even gone to estate sales and picked up the classic vintage glassware and plates for his bar. I just thought that was really cool. That's kind of going that extra layer, you know. Being enchanted. I love that chippy. It's, you know, you gotta find it. You gotta still believe that there's some sort of enchantment in the universe. I know that it doesn't quite seem that way, but we do have to believe that enchantment is still there. This is from the Restoration Hardware catalogs that I am really fond of using right now. We have lots of vintage text in here for you. Today is a good day, sweet little chippy. This is the last of this. This is a Cash Prize Waltz. Stores open at 8 o'clock. This is a dance card. Admission is 25 cents. April the 7th. I don't see an actual year on here. This is the lyrics for Down Where the Swanee River Flows. You know, they were dances as well as sing-alongs. You know, just a place where people could congregate when we congregated like that. Don't do that anymore. This was such a pretty, this is a bond for a corporation. This is from the Iroquois Arithmetic book. I was very happy to have that book. I'm also super excited, you guys, about being able to share my new books with y'all. I went to the library on Tuesday, and they were having a 50-cent book sale. If you are at my Patreon site, you saw my my show and tell for that, which was awesome and fun. And this is Grand's house right here. So you guys, I will get these in the shop a little later on today. I appreciate the enthusiasm for these journals. Thank you guys so much. You are a huge blessing to my life. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy to know that you enjoy your books. Have a great day, y'all. Talk to you soon. See you later.